AI generated music is not, it's not copyrightable music.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So you can just use it if it was good enough and you.
No,
Or
that's
no.
the opposite. That's the problem. If you can't copyright it, then you really can't use it because it's a liability.
Oh.
Because it can't be defended, so it means that like a lot of people could potentially sue over it.
Yeah, I mean, the reality is that the way that the AI songs are essentially, the AI companies, they're training the music on existing copyrights,
Existing
right?
stuff, right?
Yeah.
For everything,
For everything.
art, legal,
Yeah.
whatever's out there, it just takes that in and learns it.
And
Yeah.
so if you are a brand or a studio, like, to have somebody, it's a massive leap for somebody to be comfortable using an AI generated song that was trained and influenced based on existing copyrights that it could be infringing upon, and there's no protections to know, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
outside of that, you're not even able to license it because it's not a, you know what I mean?
I might
So
put
it's
some
like-
at the top of this podcast.
Yeah.
Be funny.
Yeah.
Why not?
You know what I mean?
Oh.
So it's like, you know, for us, it's like, it's not really, you know, I think that AI generated music is going to have a potential. I think there's the potential for it to have a really potentially serious impact on the music ecosystem from a music distribution and like commercial music distribution standpoint, like Spotify revenue, things like that. I think that like there's a lot that needs to be looked at in that space. But when it comes from like the licensing side of things, brands and studios aren't even nearly in a place where they're comfortable licensing like an AI generated song. Like it's just like they maybe eventually, but I think a lot would have to change within what they're comfortable doing for that to actually happen. You know?
Yeah. Also, when you think about song licensing, songs with lyrics, and like the whole reason that you might license a third-party song into a movie as opposed to creating it yourself is because you're literally leveraging the cachet of something that already exists. That's why you want to do it. Like, it wouldn't be hard for a film or a TV show to just like create all of its own music, right, or all of the original songs that they may need and do all the original underscore. That it would probably even be less expensive to do it that way. But the whole reason that it's cool is because you're either taking a song, like a hit song that everybody knows, and you're recontextualizing it and you put it in this scene and it has a certain cachet that like triggers an emotional response for people. Or if it's a lesser known song, I mean, this is like scales to the same reason as to why songs cost what they do, right? Hit songs cost lots of money because they're very famous and everybody knows them. Lesser hit songs cost less, and on down into songs that people don't really know. And you could have a great song that people don't know that does evoke an emotional response, and that's like indie artists or library music, and they're going to be at the lowest fee tier. But anything from there up costs what it costs because of its cachet and notoriety, and that's why you're licensing it. So if you're just going to use AI to write all original songs, then it sort of defeats the purpose of having original songs in your film, unless you know, unless it's a musical.
Let's have a composer like create things. I think at that point, because it's like, who cares about songs? But I think it's like, you know, when it comes to the AI thing, and we talk about this a lot, it's like no brand or like studio or network was ever like the whole AI generated music thing is being completely forced upon us against our will, like as a culture. Like nobody as a human being or as a music lover. I mean, you love music, Eric. You go to shows. You've been a music listener like your entire life. You've never sat there and hoped that at some point a computer generated song would like hit your playlist so you could listen to it because you wanted to listen to something that some fucking robot made. Like you never asked for that. And similarly, like nobody ever asked for that, and no studio has ever expressed interest in licensing or wanting that in a film, and no brand certainly has ever been like, music's cool, but I wish I had something that no human ever made, and it was made by a fucking robot. Like,
how can we make this more soulless?
That's the thing about the AI thing that we're all like forgetting, is that like nobody's ever asked for any of it. There's like tech billionaires that are forcing this AI music agenda upon a culture that's never expressed interest in wanting it. you know,
That's
and like,
interesting. Yeah.
and at some point, maybe we'll actually get to a point. And now we're at a place where it seems like we want it because we find the tech interesting, you know. So now it's like we're like,
Yeah.
oh, now it seems like there's people are like will potentially want AI music, or they're interested in it. But what we're interested in is new things. So it's like it's not fake songs, but we're interested in the fact that you're able to generate as a person. You're able to sit around on some sort of a program like a Suno or something, and you can sit there and be like, I want a song that is similar to this artist, or that sounds like this. Can you generate lyrics? Can you generate a song? And as a toy, it's fun, and it makes something
Yeah.
that allows someone who is not a music maker to feel as though they're participating in the music space, right? But I mean, like, I just think that we have to remember that from a consumption standpoint and from a creative standpoint, that the entire AI music agenda is completely being forced upon us, essentially
Yeah.
against our own will, and nobody's ever once expressed interest in wanting it, or as a culture, no one's ever said they wanted this, you know. So
Like, it only exists because it can exist, and since it does exist, it's
Yeah.
kind of an interesting novelty. But nobody really asked for it. They're just like
Yeah.
playing with it.
and when you talk to, when you hear this,
Incels late at night.
yeah, exactly. And when you hear the CEO of Suno talk about in the trades where they're like, the reality is that, the reality is that music makers don't like making music. Like, they don't enjoy the process. It's like that's a billionaire talking to you,
Yeah.
who's never met somebody who actually, that's a billionaire who doesn't know anything about making music.
Trying to sell
doesn't
you.
know
Yeah.
music makers, trying to give their billionaire tech bro like perspective. And it's fine. At the end of the day, like, listen, I'm like, get your money. Like, I don't fault people for trying to launch a successful business and trying to innovate. Like, I'm down for that, but I just think it's important as a culture that we remember that we never asked for it, and we never cared. That's all.
Yeah.
You know?
I'd love that. No, that was it got me thinking about it in a different way too. Yeah, we never did ask for it. It's just kind of like a thing that like would be cool, I guess, to play with.
And technology is there to solve an issue, right? To solve a problem, you know? And if you look at all the vast amount of technology that you use right now, Eric, in how we're recording this podcast, how you're producing it, it all solves problems, you know what I mean? And a lot of the technology we use on a day-to-day basis solves problems. But as a music listener, we've never had an issue consuming music. There's never a problem to solve. We never, you know what I mean? That's why I say that. It's like, it's not solving an issue. We've never had an issue, you know? Yeah. It's like, well, then leave it to somebody who makes music, bro. There's tons of them. You can throw a stone. I see them every single day. It's the reason why there's hundreds of emails in my inbox on a daily basis, because there's plenty of people who love making music, you know? Otherwise, my inbox would be empty.